Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I hope you're all doing well and are having an amazing day. Today I will be sharing with you my top 10 niche fragrances for life, and this was a very challenging but very fun list to make, and I'm so excited to share with you the fragrances that I have included in it. Let's go ahead and start the video with the first fragrance on the list, which is a fragrance that you have seen over and over again, and this is Delina by Parfums de Marly. Now, I have to be honest with you that I'm not the biggest fan of rose heavy fragrances, and even when I tried Delina for the first time, I was not impressed with her, and I even remember trying her for the first time and then going back home and trying to scrub her off my hand because she was so overpowering for me. And she's not an easy fragrance to scrub off because she's extremely long lasting, but anyways, I decided to give her a fair try. So I ordered myself a 10 ml travel spray, and the more I wore her, the more I was falling in love with her, and now she has definitely become a must-have fragrance for me. It's definitely one of my most favorite rose fragrances. She is one of my go-to date night fragrances as well because she's honestly one of my sexiest perfumes that I own, and I absolutely love her. She's very fruity, floral, fresh and sweet. She opens up with a very juicy and slightly sour rhubarb and lychee, which to me personally quickly blends in with the sweetness of the rose and the vanilla. And in the dry down she becomes very smooth, creamy, delicious, sexy, also a little bit smoky because we also have some incense in the dry down as well, but that definitely adds up to the fragrance and makes it extremely seductive. Ina is definitely one of the prettiest rose fragrances that I have ever tried. She's extremely feminine, elegant and classy, but also super sexy and seductive at the same time. She's extremely long lasting as well. Whenever I wear her in the evening and I wake up the next morning, I can still smell her all over me, and on clothes she lasts for ages literally. She performs very beautifully, has an amazing sillage and projection, and it's overall an amazing modern rose fragrance that I think definitely lives up to its hype, and I feel like everyone who enjoys rose fragrances should definitely give her a try. Next, we have another PDM fragrance, and this one is Meliora. Now, she's definitely not getting as much attention as Delina, but she definitely should be because she smells absolutely amazing. It is one of the prettiest fruity fragrances that I own in my collection. I do not really have a signature scent, but at one point I almost felt like Meliora would be my signature scent because I'm truly obsessed with this fragrance. She's very fresh, fruity and slightly green. It has a beautiful berry opening with some delicious black currant and some red berries. There is also cassis in the opening, and for me, when I first spray her, definitely the cassis note is the most prominent. In the middle we have some beautiful delicate florals. There is a little bit of rose, a little bit of lily of the valley. In the dry down we have musk and vanilla. To me, this is one of the prettiest fruity fragrances. It's very elegant, very classy, and for me it is an easy reach fragrance. If I want to smell fresh, fruity, but also very elegant and beautiful, I would definitely go for her. Up next on the list, I have included two fragrances by Xerjoff, and I honestly have so many favorites by the brand. This is probably the brand that I own the most bottles of in my collection. The first one is Erba Pura, and this one is a very intoxicating fruity fragrance. And I know that she's either a hate or a love. I know for a lot of people she can be a little bit too much, and yes, she's definitely a very polarizing fragrance, but to me she was a love at first sniff. Definitely very fruity and very sweet, but also very sexy and seductive in my opinion. One of my most complimented fragrances in my collection as well. Every time I wear her, I would always get a compliment. She opens up with a delicious lemon, orange and bergamot. In the middle we have a mix of fruits that smell very tropical to me. I can definitely smell a passion fruit note, and I absolutely love passion fruit in fragrances, but I have to be honest with you that as the scent dries down, it completely transforms and that fruitiness becomes very soft and kind of fades away. In the dry down we have musk, vanilla and amber, and she definitely becomes very musky by the end. Also, it feels a little bit green to me, but that musk, amber and vanilla definitely smell so sensual and intoxicating and very addictive and seductive in my opinion. I absolutely love Erba Pura, definitely one of the sexiest fruity fragrances that I own. She's also extremely long-lasting and very powerful. 2 sprays of this one and everyone around you will be able to smell you. Next fragrance by Xerjoff is in the Casamorati line, and this one is Dama Bianca. This is definitely one of the most beautiful fragrances that I have ever had the chance to sniff. This one is a very beautiful floral vanilla fragrance that smells like no other. It is very bright, elegant, slightly sweet and powdery. It opens up with some bright citruses. There is some kumquat and lime in the opening. In the middle we have some delicate soft florals, violet, iris, jasmine, and in the base we have vanilla, musk and sandalwood. This one is a very fresh, uplifting, bright fragrance that smells very elegant and classy as well. It is airy, it's citrusy, it's soft, it's fluffy. It is absolutely divine and one of the most beautiful fragrances that I have in my collection. The violet, the vanilla and the citruses are definitely the most prominent notes here, and they just work like magic together. Definitely a fragrance that every woman needs in her collection, and this one will definitely always be part of mine. The next fragrance that made it to the list is Paragon by Initio Parfums, and this one is such a stunning fragrance. It is a very unique aromatic fruity scent. It is very soothing and relaxing. This one is definitely one of my most comforting fragrances in my collection. It is sweet, woody and very sensual. It has a bright and herbal opening with some lavender, sage and bergamot. There is also a plum note in this fragrance which adds a beautiful sensual sweetness to it. We also have some Palo Santo which really makes the fragrance so cozy and relaxing. In the dry down, we have a beautiful, soft, creamy sandalwood with a little bit of oud that is adding a little bit of depth to the fragrance. Paragon smells absolutely heavenly to me. I personally really enjoy wearing it at night when I'm going to bed because it makes me feel so calm and so relaxed. A very beautiful aromatic fragrance that smells absolutely beautiful in the air, and I'm obsessed with it. Of course, I would also have to include some gourmand fragrances in my top 10 niche fragrances for life. And the first one that I have is One Umbrella for Two by Floraïku, and this one is a very beautiful, unique, fruity fragrance. It definitely smells like a blueberry cupcake, as many have described before, and it opens up with a very delicious, jammy blackcurrant at the top. However, the sweetness of the blackcurrant is balanced out very well with the rice and tea note. When you first spray this fragrance, it feels a little bit savory to me. It almost feels like a freshly baked bread, but this savory moment only lasts for a few seconds, and then you get the sweetness from the blackcurrant, and it definitely smells like a delicious, warm, freshly baked blueberry cupcake. It is very unique, very yummy, very delicious, and I absolutely would always love to have this in my collection. The next gourmand fragrance I have included in this list is Velvet Tonka by BDK, and this one is definitely one of my most favorite almond fragrances. It is very warm and very inviting. It is super sweet and it almost smells like a sugary marzipan. It is also very powdery and nutty and very delicious. The main notes in this fragrance are vanilla, almond and tonka bean. It is definitely a very cozy and warming fragrance. If you love almond fragrances and you want to smell sweet, delicious and irresistible, you definitely have to try Velvet Tonka. The next fragrance we have on this list is Oud Satin Mood by MFK, and this one is a very powerful, strong, rich fragrance. It is very bold and it is definitely a confidence booster. This fragrance is very sexy and seductive. We have a beautiful rose with oud and a sprinkle of vanilla. The vanilla here is adding this very delicate, delicious sweetness to the whole composition. It is a very elegant, classy, mysterious fragrance. It is perfectly unisex as well, and it's very long-lasting and super strong. This is one of those fragrances that when you spray it, everyone around you will be able to smell you. Just use sprays and you will be able to fill up the whole room. It projects like crazy. Up next we have one of my absolute favorite vanilla fragrances at the moment, and this one is Annie X. I am a huge fan of the original Annie, but I feel like lately I have been enjoying the X version a bit more. It is smoother and creamier. It opens up with a blast of fruits and citruses. You still have that zesty ginger opening, and it's also still very spicy because of the pink pepper. But I feel like that spiciness quickly fades away and blends in with the rest of the notes so beautifully, and you are left with this very delicious, aromatic, smooth, creamy vanilla heaven. In the dry down, it smells absolutely incredible. It's very seductive and slightly musky. It is a fantastic vanilla scent that smells unique, delicious, and I am just obsessed with it. The last fragrance I have included in today's video is definitely one of my most special and beautiful fragrances within my collection, and this one is Enigma Aoud by Roja. The bottle is extremely beautiful and super luxurious, as with all Roja fragrances, and so is the juice inside. This one is a very beautiful, sparkling fragrance. It opens up with a bright bergamot. In the middle we have a delicious juicy peach and a sweet rose. It is very delicate, slightly sweet, very classy and very elegant. It has a captivating and sensual dry down with some vanilla, musk, sandalwood and oud. It is creamy, it's golden, it's rich, it's very seductive, it's very elegant, and for me this one is a special occasion fragrance that makes me feel absolutely beautiful anytime that I wear it. Well guys, these were my top 10 fragrances for life. This was the niche edition. Let me know down in the comments if you would love to see the designer edition of this video, because I absolutely love my designer fragrances as well. If you stayed up until the end of this video, I would like to say thank you so much for watching. Please let me know down in the comments which are some of your top fragrances that you would always need to have in your collection, and I would really hope to see you next time.